Ah yes, the ultra rare platinum. Trophies that stand out as the crowning achievement in our trophy hunting world. These trophies represent not just the skill, but also the dedication and patience we need. Each platinum earned tells a unique story. Some require overcoming intense challenges, others demand exploring every corner of the game's world, and a few, well, are the result of sheer determination and endurance. So I hope you enjoy this recap of my ultra rare platinum so far, featuring a couple of new ones earned since my previous videos. This one will take us through numbers 39 all the way to number 6, so we'll feature the majority of my ultra rare collection. I'll then do a video for my top 5 rarest platinums in the new year, and that one's been a long time coming, so please subscribe and look forward to that. Alrighty, time to look through most of my ultra rare PlayStation platinums. Enjoy. Starting off with Battlefield 5 at 4.8%, which began launch a bit shaky. It wasn't until the release of the excellent Pacific DLC that I ended up deciding it was a really good game. This platinum also became ultra rare, and wasn't when I first started looking at my list. The rarest trophy is Death from Above. In multiplayer, destroy 5 manned stationary weapons with an airplane. Pretty sure I boosted this one and it was still difficult. Ziggurat is next at 4.76%. It's a dungeon crawler where you play as a wizard. It's a bit Doom-like with its arena-based rooms and challenging gameplay. The rarest trophy is called Unstoppable, and that's for winning a game on hard difficulty, the pinnacle of everything learned throughout the game. A nice blend of luck and planning is needed as you're relying on randomly generated level up bonuses and the trinkets you can find whilst doing the best with what you have. Number 37 is Monster Hunter World with 4.62%. It's a beautiful game and one of my favourites. I've happily played it for 1200 hours. Epic battles and addictive gameplay loops is subsided a bit by the rarest trophy, Giant Crown Master, which you get for obtaining a gold crown for many monsters in your hunting log. You'll be yearning for the evenings where all you had to do was hunt monsters and not measure them. Next up is Battlefield Hardline at 4.6% rarity. It's a polarizing entry in the Battlefield series and one of the worst received games, other than 2042 of course. Doesn't change the fact that the platinum is ultra rare though, the rarest trophy being Men's in the Hood, yep, with a Z. Kill 25 enemies with a MAC-10 and 25 with a double-barreled shotgun in multiplayer. These weapons require unlocking via leveling up, which is quite a time requirement in itself. At 4.58% is Gunscape, a bit more of an obscure title found deep within the PlayStation sales. I was drawn into its Quake-like visuals. I quickly found a fun and unique community-driven game, however, with a focus on map creation. It's literally Quake mixed with Little Big Planet. The rarest trophy is called Marksman, which is just for killing 1,000 players with the Ebo weapon. It's a good game, but very grindy, and unfortunately, quite a lonely platinum for something that's designed to be multiplayer driven. At number 34 is the legendary Aliens Colonial Marines, coming in at a 4.35% rarity. I'm someone who is obsessed with the Alien franchise, so this terrible game is a massive guilty pleasure of mine. The rarest trophy is Distinguished Service Medal, which is for completing all challenges available. The challenges are a good mix of single player and multiplayer feats, so you really will have to 100% this one to achieve the platinum. Number 33 is Slain, Back from Hell, coming in at 4.15%. This is the heaviest metal platformer I've ever seen. Slain Back from Hell is an audio and visual treat for anyone who's a fan of this dark aesthetic and pixel art. Its ultra rare status is thanks to the Heart of Steel trophy, where you must master the game and defeat it without dying once. Keep in mind then a trophy called Get Used to It, awarded for dying for the first time. This game literally wants you to die. Lords of the Fallen has a rarity of 4.12%. It's not a game I would recommend nowadays unless you want to sample a different Souls-like. It's a PS3 only game, but didn't run very well back then, so I imagine not much has improved now. The Rarest trophy is interesting, at least, wanting you to obtain all 12 special weapons, which are mostly awarded for beating bosses in a determined way. At 31, the wonderful Dead Space 3 is next at 4.08%. Disappointing to most, underrated to others. One thing we can all agree on is that Dead Space 3 killed the series at the time. I love the opening chapters and have really good memories of co-op play with my partner. The Rarest trophy here is Aren't You Thankful for completing the game on hardcore mode. Saves and checkpoints are unlimited, but dying even once will restart the entire game. Enjoy those QTEs. Rounding off the 30s is Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. It's a fantastic and well-known MMO, but has a pretty nasty platinum. Now this is the PS3 and PS4 version, but it time keeps quests you must complete for the Rarest trophy. An Adventurer's Life. Complete 1,000 levy quests. You are allotted 3 levy quests every 12 hours, and the cap is 100. So if you do them all as you get them, which I did not, this trophy will take you 167 days to complete. There's no way to speed this up, and that is literally the minimum amount of time to earn this trophy. Nearly 6 months of premium subscription. Number 29 is Doom 3 at 4.05%. God, I love Doom. This is the easier PS4 version featuring no multiplayer trophies to worry about. Still, it's a long and challenging game. 3 of the Rarest trophies are for completing each campaign on Nightmare difficulty. This is where your max health is permanently 25 out of 100, so most enemies will one-shot you. You'll be quick saving and quick loading more than you'll be shooting demons, which is really saying something. Chivalry 2 is next with a 4.02% rarity. It's medieval battlefield and is a really fun game, but one with an extremely uninspired trophy list, and with the most unforgivable sin of having repeated trophy art. The Rarest trophy is for winning 25 games on the Lion Spire map, just one of many win X number of games on whatever map or kill X number of enemies trophies present here. The most interesting trophy is actually for killing 13 enemies with bread found around the maps. Interesting, but still frustrating. 3.94% is given to Killzone Mercenaries. It was my first ultra rare Vita Platinum, and it's a brilliant showcase for Sony's handheld console. The game was well suited for replayability, and Guerrilla transitioned to Killzone to a smaller screen perfectly. It had the right amount of swiping gimmicks whilst remaining true to its grounded FPS roots. It's unfortunate then that the Rarest trophy, Blood Bank, was such a chore. Killing 10,000 enemies by repeating the same levels over and over again really took its toll on me. This one will stay ultra rare because the servers are dead. Battlefront 2 is number 26 and will forever be remembered as EA's loot box pay-to-win greed experiment. Underneath all of that is a fantastic large-scale PvP Star Wars shooter. I had a ton of fun with this one with friends on the ground and in the awesome space battles. Rarest trophy is for killing 25 hero ships. Quite a frustrating challenge as the odds are never in your favour. But taking down the Millennium Falcon as a TIE fighter never got old and always put a smile on my face. Number 25 at 3.82% is the awesome Axiom Verge 2. It's one of my favourite games in my ultra rare collection, and is an expertly crafted Metroidvania, where exploring and traversal takes centre stage in front of the back-seated combat options. And it's all created by a single guy, which is still impressive every time I say it. The Rarest trophy is low percent, for finishing the game with under 40% of items found. It's a callback to the many challenge runs of Super Metroid and other games popular in the speedrunning and challenge run community. Rage is number 24 at 3.72%. I think it's an underappreciated game. Rage is id Software's attempt at a Fallout game. As such, it feels like a grander Quake or Doom, but set in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Obsessive Compulsive is the rarest trophy for the Platinum here, requiring 100% completion. That's for completing all of the side quests, finding all of the collectibles, doing all the vehicle jumps, and for winning several mini-games. The mighty Slay the Spire's Platinum is 3.71% rarity. It's a fantastic roguelike deck builder and is as challenging as it is addictive. There are so many tough trophies in this one, but the hardest is for defeating Ascension level 20. Each Ascension must be completed in pecking order, and each level then accumulates a new challenge on top of the last. So Ascension level 20 features 20 additional mutators not found in the ordinary game, making for the hardest run possible. Number 22 is Red Faction with a 3.69% rarity. It's a game that shows its age and might have a hand in its rarity. It's difficult to play these PS2 era games now without the quality of life we're used to. Still, for the time, it was an excellent must-play PlayStation FPS. This Is My World Now is the hardest trophy for completing the game on Impossible. Constant saving, learning the enemy spawns, and utilizing the awesome weaponry will secure this ultra rare. Next up is The Forest with a 3.53% rarity. It's a creepy and atmospheric first-person survival game. Co-op is there and fun, but it's much better experienced on your own. The underground tunnel system that spans the entire island is nothing but impressive. The rarest trophy here is Don't Save the Forest, amusingly awarded for chopping down 1,000 trees. The PS3 version of Battlefield 4 is next. BF4 has a surprisingly cool campaign and might be the peak for Battlefield multiplayer with the introduction of Levolutions, a really cool made up word. Full Arsenal will net you the Platinum, where completing assignments in the campaign will unlock weapons as you go. There's 24 in total to complete, including a bronze, silver and gold medal for each level. Once you've got all the weapons, the trophy is yours. Number 19 is Zombi, coming at 3.29%. This is a really horrible looking game. It literally pretends to be a PS4 game when in fact it's actually a Wii U port. It's a good thing then that I love the survival gameplay, which is difficult and tense as permadeath is always involved. The London setting really carries the otherwise underwhelming visuals. Unstoppable will guarantee the Platinum for completing the game in survival mode. Mercenaries 2 is a buggy Platinum. I had multiple playthroughs just because some trophies didn't pop when they were meant to. It's definitely a game of endurance. Underneath it all though is a very enjoyable and destructive third-person shooter. The rarest trophy is for capturing all high-value targets. This means you're not allowed to kill them and must successfully subdue, then transport them to safety for a helicopter extraction. This is my first ultra rare fighting game Platinum on my list and also a free to play title. Brawlhalla is an obvious Smash Bros clone but has so much charm and identity that I don't mind. It's a longer Platinum where you must reach level 10 with 10 different legends as well as earn a total of 100,000 gold. Timed events like the Christmas themed snowball fights make this grind a little easier to endure. Medal of Honor is 16th at a 3.16% rarity. It's another classic, brutal and difficult PS2 era FPS. You still aren't as tough as Audie Murphy is the trophy to get here for beating the game on hard difficulty. Such a simple description, but enemies have laser aim and you'll die all the time. Maintaining your health and ammo is crucial, but it's the on-rail segments that will really test your limits, as they often feel impossible and unfair. Persistence is the key to this Platinum. Number 15 is Rogue Legacy, and the first ultra rare under 3%. It's a deceptively cute but very difficult roguelike platformer, usually made easier by dying and upgrading your base as you go before heading out for a new run with better equipment and perks. The hardest trophy strips you of that safety net, as you must complete the game dying 15 times or less. Upgrades must be planned and unexpected deaths kept to a minimum for success. Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt is a fantastic free-to-play battle royale, which unfortunately has a dwindled player base. It'd be a very lonely experience now, but I still love the city and the nighttime environments. It's a very pretty game with unique vampire abilities and classes. The rarest trophy is horrendous though for reaching player level 50. The single best way to get this trophy is to join a game and leave instantly. This is because XP awarded for player level has no link to how well you perform during the match. Number 13 is Battlefield 3. There's not much to say other than it's an older and jankier Battlefield 4. I don't remember much of the campaign, but I do remember the extremely difficult co-op missions. The lack of party chat on the PS3 really hindered progress, as communication and timing was key to succeeding in a lot of the harder co-op missions. Unsurprisingly, the rarest trophies are all co-op related, with the toughest being Bullseye, awarded for saving all hostages on a Drop 'em Like Liquid co-op mission. Who remembers the PSN outage of 2011? Because if you do, you'll probably have Dead Nation in your library, as it was gifted by Sony as an apology. And to be fair, it's a very good game. It's fluent, fast-paced, and quite arcade-like, pretty fitting from the creators of Resogun and Returnal. This ultra rare is for the PS4 version. The hardest trophy is for playing Endless Mode and surviving to round 10. 1.84%. They are getting rare now. This is for Killzone 2. And whilst not the Halo killer everyone billed it as, the Killzone series is near and dear to the PlayStation heart. Killzone 2 is the best in the series and still plays fantastically today. It's a shame the online servers are now shut down, making this platinum unobtainable. The rarest trophy for the platinum is for Heroic Survivor, completing all missions on the elite difficulty. Coming in second somehow is Valor Grand Cross for ranking in the top 1% of multiplayer leaderboards for the week. Just ahead of Killzone 2 is Battlefront 1. It's a little bit underrated when compared to its sequel, but it's still a fantastic multiplayer FPS that took its time to find its footing. I personally loved it from the get-go, but once all of the DLCs were out, it was such an enjoyable experience going for the platinum. The rarest trophy is for completing all of the co-op missions on Master difficulty, so you'll need a good and trustworthy partner like Lance Prime from Press X Gaming. Number 9 is Resistance 2 with 1.79% rarity. It's another classic PlayStation franchise that we're all waiting to come back. Resistance 2 is the biggest and the best in the series. I was obsessed with the campaign, the co-op and the multiplayer. This has recently been added to the PS Classics catalogue, but jarringly it's just the normal PS3 version with offline servers. The rarest trophy is for killing 10,000 enemies in multiplayer, a massive grind that's easy to ignore when you're online with so much fun. But again, dead servers, so this will be unobtainable. The Hell Let Loose Platinum is 1.45% rarity. It's lovingly known as Slow Battlefield to my friends and I. The game is a large-scale World War II FPS, but tactics and communications are so crucial and take center stage. The greatest feature is the location-based VoIP. It's just a hell of a good time. The rarest trophy is for building 100 fuel nodes, which you can only do as an engineer and with enough supplies. Even then, it's gonna be 1 or 2 per game if you're lucky. It's a very grindy platinum, but with enough determination, it becomes extremely rewarding to put time into. Mortal Kombat X is number 7 at 1.37%. MK is a legendary franchise, and 10 is the game that elevated it into the mainstream even more. This is thanks to the awesome horror guest characters like Jason, Alien, and the Predator. The rarest trophy is for earning 1,000 respect points in a King of the Hill game. When you win a fight here, you stay on, with other players awarding you points based on their opinion on your match. So not only must you constantly win to stay on top, you must impress your audience. And number 6 is Street Fighter Cross Tekken at 1.24% rarity. It's also my second PS Vita ultra rare. This game was a notorious failure for Capcom, but thankfully marked the end of the darker days of that era for them. Still, I love the roster and the gameplay. There's so many iconic characters here, it's hard not to love it. Rarest trophy is for clearing all 20 missions for the Mission Specialist trophy. These missions have different and challenging win conditions to overcome. They might be tough for people not used to fighting games and their mechanics in general, but with enough practice, anything is possible. And there we go, a recap of most of my ultra rare platinums. Maybe you guys have some of these with your own stories to share. Let me know in the comments, I'd love to reply and to hear from you. Remember, I'm making a new video of my 5 rarest platinums a little later, so please subscribe if you want to catch that when it releases. But thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.